Ba-dum bum bum bum. Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, jelly frat. Slap back, jelly frat. Slap back.
Hi, and welcome to Slapback Chat Frat 2023. This is our first episode of the year. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentleman.
Gentlemans.
Hello there, Dogman. How are you this 2023?
Jolly good, very good. How the devil are all of you? Have you all reined in the year sufficiently?
Yeah, I've already peaked. My year's all downhill from here.
Unspooled correctly?
It all peaked because very early because Oliver Fountain had his 40th birthday party, and it's hard to know where to go from there because it was like have you seen there's that new film called Babylon out, which is all about the excess of the early Hollywood studio era.
I have not seen that, but I now want to see it. Yeah,
full of orgies and people taking drugs and I walked into a Nottingham version of that, and it was remarkable. It was what a night. It
was a good old eve. Yeah,
it was a good old eve. I wanted to dig into that a little bit, if that's okay.
I know nothing.
Oh yeah. Go for the dig in there, Webs.
All right, okay, because I haven't had. So obviously it was Ollie's birthday. There was a house party, classic, old school style house party.
Skins.
Skins. Everyone. Yeah.
Skins. That's what we want the parties to be. Is just skins. Yeah.
People had their rooms open, so there were different. You'd go in and there were different vibes in different rooms, different little cliques, different stuff going on, and I was just kind of basically stumbling from place to place, kind of opening the door and going, "Ooh, what's going on? What's going on in here?"
Yeah. You shouldn't have done that when I was on the toilet, man. Really.
Am I part of this club? Yes.
To be fair, I wasn't the only one in there though, Dave. So, but so I wanted to dig into a little bit because I haven't had for a start, Dan wasn't there, so I feel like it'd be nice to give Dan a sense of the night.
Yeah,
and, definitely.
And I haven't, because I left quite early the next morning. I left at I drove away at 11 o'clock in the morning after leaving my car blocking someone else's drive the entire night. So I was awoken by Ewan's mum knocking on my door saying,
"Fuck off!"
I think you've blocked our neighbours in their house. I was like,
What's that?
What's that? Thanks for having me.
See ya. Thanks for the bacon.
Presumably they'd just been door to door going, "What fucking idiot?" Because I just drove in, like I was thinking I was a bit late, so I just kind of parked the car. Didn't realise that I just parked across someone's drive, so they could not get their car out. I was that dickhead. So that was a bit of a rude awakening. But because I had to leave quite early, I haven't had a chance to have a post match debrief. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Dave, the next day you, I mean, presumably this was coloured by your state of mind at the time, but you sent a WhatsApp saying, if I did anything, I've got I've got the fear, basically. I've got the fear. So I wanted to, I couldn't think of anything that you needed to apologise for, but I'm very curious to find out what you thought you needed to apologise for.
Well, I mean, I do remember, because I had my bottle of rum in Ollie's room, so I would periodically return to the penthouse to top up on rum, and I went up there. One time I was just quietly filling up my glass, and unbeknownst to me, there was a sleeping or dozing Russell Garnett on the sofa behind me. I hadn't noticed it at all in the gloom of Ollie's room. Anyway, he came back to life, scared the crap out of me, and then I proceeded to
put him back down into the mess. Just forced his head back down.
proceeded to try and have a deep and meaningful with him, and that was a bit awkward, kind of somewhat
Laboured.
drug-fueled.
Because that's what you want when you've just woken up. It's like, look, can I? Or what's going on here? Can I just tell you about my inner feelings? Yeah, let's do that.
I love that so much.
It's like Russell's like online for like half a second.
Hello.
Cut it.
I've seen you.
Okay, so there's that, and that's not that bad, Dave. That's fine.
That's completely fine.
That's
I
fine.
spoke to Ollie's little brother Dave for, I really don't know how long. It could have well been in excess of an hour, about when he used to play under-10s football for Sinclair, and I was his manager, and basically gave him a full resume of how proud I was of him and how much I really enjoyed it, and then
And if him or any of the other teams say anything,
Yeah, if he talks, I just want to say thank you for keeping your mouth shut, and if you speak,
Yeah, you knew that was coming, Dave.
Yeah, I know what's coming, but that was actually.
Did he though?
Dave can confirm that I never touched any of them. So
Good point.
That was nice to hear. So yeah, I've got my signed. Dave is not a paedophile. Got him to sign that signed declaration. So that was nice. And then, what else was there?
is it if you get 100,000 if you get 100,000 signatures, it's all right?
I think those were the two things that really stuck in my mind. I don't know. I mean, I swear I looked at my watch or my phone, my clock, and it was like midnight, and then the next time I looked at it, it was like 5 a.m. and I don't know what happened in those 5 hours. They just seemed to disappear.
Yeah.
But
They always do. It's that weird peak bit.
yeah.
What did you say, Joe? Once that nothing good happens after
I think it's 3 or 4. I think like that's the
pinnacle.
Yeah, because I think like all of the best parts of the evening are kind of, I think, happen before 3 generally. I mean, I'm sure you've got some examples to disprove me, but I think there's that bit when I think we were looking round the party at about 5:30, and Russell was like, "Okay, we're
abort, cut out."
Like, hey guys,
Time to go.
yeah, I think we've had the best we're gonna get out of this night. Like, and that was like, because Russell was less less inebriated, I think, than the rest of us, and he had the clarity to kind of look through what was happening, be like, look, it's probably not. We're not gonna have like, at 7 o'clock it's just gonna take off again.
It was diminishing returns, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think at that point, yeah.
Okay,
it was
right.
like
Horse was dead.
What I want really, because I wasn't there. I want like a what sort of time did we start kicking off? What kind of what was happening? What was the
One of
vibe?
these weird things with these kind of parties, you don't know, because I really didn't do an awful lot of promo. I did like a Facebook thing, and that was it, because I couldn't be asked to do anything more than that.
Yes, yeah.
So I didn't know like when people were going to turn up, or usually with these parties, it starts to get busy around maybe 10:30 to 11 or something. And what I should remember, it's always going to be that way. So when people turned up at like 8, who I don't really know very well, and then I feel embarrassed because there's only 6 fucking people there. Leave it an hour. It said 7 on the invite. I was like, yeah, but 7's not an actual thing. You should know. I just presume people know that 7's not a thing. Anyway, so one of my customers, a lovely fucking dude, I consider him a friend, but he just rocked up out of the blue, no warning.
Yeah.
8 p.m. I was like, hi. Okay, so you don't know anyone, so I need to talk to you, but also, there's only like 6 people here, so I look like a fucking loser. I'm like, what's going on? So,
yeah, that's horrible. I would say one of the most stressful experiences of my life is when me and Anya had just moved in together, and we threw like a party, like not as big as your party, Fontes, but just like just had people round, and it was like the mixing of friendship groups, because Anya, at that point had her friends that I didn't know, and she didn't know like you guys, and but like some people of her friends, so she was like wanting to put on some food and have some kind of, like finger food so that people could get drunk and eat stuff, as they go, and so she was in the kitchen doing that, and I was kind of early people arrived that I didn't know particularly, and I felt like this like manic need to like somehow
entertain,
entertain, but make it not awkward, and and also the same thing of like, it's just the three of us, and you two don't know each other, and also I don't know both of you.
Can I introduce
you? No
you?
one knows each other. But how about I just stand in the middle of the room and just don't stop talking?
What you should have done, right, is you should have got a bowl.
Keep talking, and then hopefully other people will turn up, and then you can diffuse other people onto other people.
God, it was horrible. It's probably only about like 20 minutes or something. But like, as you said, we said 8 onwards, bang on 8. 2 people who I didn't know particularly turned up and didn't know each other, and it's in the kitchen. So I was just like, oh man, I'm gonna have to rough ride this out, and obviously then the party gets going and it's fine. It's just that initial bit where you're like, so we don't have any friends and this is cool, and
well, we have this.
It's just the 3 of us for the whole night. So strap in.
You should have.
People turn up at weird fucking times. It's like Dick Platt's party. So basically, Dick Platt's birthday party was basically the same as my party, but with a slightly different set of people. And my friends, obviously absolute heroes, but John and Alison turned up at fucking 7.
Nice.
So it was just me, just like in my pants. Cannon. So me and Cannon just been eating pizza. There was no one there. Cannon doesn't know them. They don't know Cannon. I was like, I've got to shower and stuff. What do I do? Do I just stand around in my pants until other people turn up, or like? What
yes.
Yeah.
Live. Like I would have gone Facebook Live, put the camera up in the corner, a bowl for the keys, and be like, right, let's just start this party right now.
That would have been a good thing to do. Oh shit, we should have thought about that for you, Dan. We could have put you on like a fucking broomstick with like in terms of the sequence of the party, it got to about 9, and there was still fuck all people there, and I was like, oh shit, it got to 9:30, and I was like, oh fuck. And then within an hour, it was fucking rammed.
Heaving.
Like, phew. And then I could relax. I hate that start of the party. Where am I a loser? Is anyone actually going to fucking turn up? And then fucking everybody turned up. And it was great.
So what led to the destruction of the guitar? Because I came home after my gig, so I would have loved to have come, but we had a gig. That was our first gig of the year. That gig we had during it. Our guitarist Matt had to leave the stage he left the stage and left us no guitarist for the last, I don't know, 70% of our second set.
What? Why?
He had heart pain and shooting pain down his arm, and he was very worried. And then he went.
Shit.
And then he went to hospital.
Like a minor stroke.
And then our last song was postponed because someone in the crowd had a cardiac event. So that was what I was doing. So I came back at 2 in the morning, and I was like buzzing to see what's going on. I look on the phone. I was like, "Come on, show me the shit," but didn't come through until the next morning. So how did we get to the guitar smashing?
Well, the guitar smashing was I've always wanted to smash up a guitar legitimately. So I had a customer.
Not like the Dr. Gonzo project one with the Dr. Pronzo project.
Yeah, no, that was definitely some artistic stage licensing on that. I will make it explode, but as long as we can put it back together. Guitar. But quick run through. Customer turned up. Basically, kid's guitar, and they were like, "Oh, it needs a new string." I was like, "No, it did not on this. It's melted. It needs a new nut."
Yeah.
And I felt bad because they didn't have a lot of cash, so I was like, "Look, I'll see what I can do." And because this thing had been built so badly, to try and tap this part out, it ended up ripping off half the fucking headstock, and I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to buy him a new guitar.
Yeah.
And then, bing, light bulb moment.
Smash guitar.
If I buy him a new guitar, charge him for like a bit of work, it means I've only spent $30 on this thing, and I can legitimately smash this fucker up at my birthday party.
Nice.
Yeah. So my original intention was to set the guitar on fire and run around the house with it. So everyone's pussies, and they were like, as soon as I got the lighter fluid out, and like there was like the bit. It happens at every one of our parties because it's usually birthday related. So it's either like midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone congregates in the living room, and then you do happy birthday or happy leaving or whatever.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened. Got some like gifts presented, and then I was like, Jackson, give me the fucking guitar. And I was like, yeah, pouring lighter fluid on it, set it alight, and then everyone was all like, oh, it's good. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So yeah, I had to go outside and smash it up there, which was a bit of a shame, but yeah.
What did your neighbours think about you being like, "Hey"?
Who knows?
They don't care.
I don't fucking care.
all I came away from that was like, your poor neighbours. Bless them.
Oh, we're only outside. We're basically, the thing with these parties as well is the aim is keep everyone inside so we don't get noise complaints. And the last 2 parties we've had, we did that. No noise complaints whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the parties we've had before that, where people were allowed outside,
big mistake.
Fucking nightmare, because people are outside until like 4 or 5 in the morning and
chatting shit. Yeah.
So the thing that really struck me about the party was like, different people were on different things, and before you're kind of like into the swing of it, I was like quite sober, maybe had like 1 drink, and I was kind of getting into conversations with people who I didn't know particularly well, but they got like deep immediately.
Yeah.
So like
there was
it would be
a
like
lot of drugs knocking around at that.
Yeah. So like I'll give you like a précis of like one conversation. I was like, oh hey, how's it going? Someone who I've met like maybe once before. I was like, oh hey, nice to see you. And this person was like, so I need to go to therapy. It's like, all right, cool. It's like,
you should have punted them over to me.
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 bloody second.
I did do. I told you in the night, and you were like, oh, get me this person. I want to get into their brain. I don't know if you remember that, but I put them in your direction, but and then it went from there to like, they were like asking me about like, so what do you do? What's your life now? I said, I've got a child, and this person was like, so I want to have kids, and I've been thinking a lot about this in the run up to therapy, and I just don't know about it, but I think I want to have kids, and I don't know this person like at all, and then they were kind of saying, but I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I don't know what kind of dad I would be, and I was like, I'm not there yet. I absolutely empathise with you. I want to talk
maybe you shouldn't
about this, but I don't know you at all, and this is like, I would say 2 minutes into the conversation, I was like, all right, so you're here.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'll be back in an hour, and I'm going
to
dive into this.
I'm coming back. Yeah.
And then to see the drug wave take hold, I walked into one of the rooms, and I was like, okay, I'd been in there earlier, and I went back in, I was like, I want to, just walking around from room to room, seeing what the action is. I walked in, and someone was forcibly inflicting a freestyle rap on everyone in the room.
Nice.
No.
No.
It looked really rude, but I just walked in. It's like, I want to, but there was no sense of irony in it. It was just someone being like, I can rap.
Mate, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
The amount of times I've been at parties and people have rapped at me, it's the most awkward thing. What do you do? You can't leave.
Well, the answer is.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh no, it's 4 minutes. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Cock and balls out straight away. No. First thing you do, unzip. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I need 4 minutes, so and I like, and this is what I like.
So am I.
Yeah.
But even in my absolutely addled state, I still had the presence of mind to open the door and be like, freestyle rap? No.
Not today.
No.
Because in a way, you're
because
like.
I knew I would get stuck. If
Yeah,
you sit
yeah.
down, you're stuck. Being the recipient of the
Who
freestyle
was
rap.
doing the freestyle rap? What did he look like?
Oh, it's Richie.
What?
The only freestyle rap I want to hear at a party is.
It might not have been freestyle. I think it might have been just like a rap he was reciting,
Oh,
but it was.
perfectly scripted. No, there's no freestyle with Mr. Atkinson. No, it'd be perfectly scripted.
So it would have been
rehearsing that for this moment.
Yes.
It might have been. It was either a rap he'd written or a rap from a record or something. But it was being delivered with the kind of earnest conviction of someone who was like, "I am good at rapping."
That's our Richie. Yeah, there we go.
Hey guys, I don't know if this is the right vibe or not, but like I've just got this rap. I'm thinking,
shut up.
I've got this rap. I've been fucking working on this rap, and oh my goodness, tonight is the night.
Oh, guys, are you having a conversation over there? Could you just? Because
Lower that down, because I need full 100%.
yeah, I know we're all on our own. Like, we're all kind of ego heightened at this point, and everyone wants to talk about themselves. But could I just ask everyone to stop that? Could it just be me?
I'm feeling a lot better about therapy now. Actually, tell me about that.
I remember. Do you remember at 2000 Trees, Dave, when me and Danny walked up to you and we were like, you had just found this hammock. And me and Danny walked up to you and we were like, oh my god, we need this hammock right now. We need to be in this hammock this second. And you like, I just sat in it. And we kicked you.
My hammock.
We kicked you out because I was so adamant I needed to be in this hammock. Could you just get out, Dave? I just need to be in there for a minute. I need a photo. We need a photo in this hammock. Yeah, good times.
But Dave, right, so I did tell you about this person at the party, and your little eye lit up. You were like, I was like, man, I've just had the most intense conversation about someone, with someone who's like telling me that he needs therapy, and you were just like, where is he? Where is he?
Let me at him.
Let me at him. It's like, go on, sick 'em, boy. You were.
Someone's in pain.
Yeah, I did do a bit of couples therapy actually. I met a.
Dave, that's called a threesome. It doesn't count.
Are you Jeremy from Peep Show? Hold on a second. Is that right? Are you now going out with the lady?
Yeah, that was my therapy. You need to break up with this guy and go out with me.
Yeah.
So what was the couples therapy and how did it come about, Dave?
Well, I mean, I say couples therapy, so they'd broken up. So it was a girl and
So you
former partner, and she was moaning about him, and moaning that he was at the party, and that had kind of like upset her a bit and stuff, and yeah, blah 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 blah,
I know who you're fucking talking about. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, and Aaron, I think her name was. Yeah, and anyway, so. And then I think at some point came into the room and they started having a bit, and they clearly just set each other off. Like everything they said, they were both clearly not hadn't resolved the situation. And yeah, I think I just kind of like sat them down and was like, you're saying this and he's hearing that, and you're saying this and he's hearing this, and you just need to, yeah.
You grab my cock, you grab my balls. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
and how did that go, Dave?
Do you know what? In my mind, I think it went great, but I think that there is nothing more dangerous than someone who thinks they know how to do therapy and then takes cocaine. I think it's the worst thing.
I would actually be really down for those kind of therapy sessions.
I'm just gutted that I missed that. That sounds absolutely.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, just like I just love the thought process of like, I can fix this.
I got this.
It was like an
Guys,
episode of Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah.
I got this.
You two. Two become one.
I wish I'd seen that. That sounds amazing.
Well, I thought I was doing good, but
No, you were doing a good thing, Dave. I think you're trying, but I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Good place. Yeah.
It sounds like a
What
great.
was any other? It was a good play. Any other final kind of flashbacks from the party, or particularly notable things?
I don't know. I have no idea. My memory went at probably about 2:30, 3, something like that. So I got up to basically my usual standard routine of introducing every single person I know to my little brother.
Nice.
That's been a feature.
Was
But
that
I've done it
Dave?
Now I've completed everyone I think I know in Nottingham. So next time I go out with him, I don't have to go, oh my god, it's little bro, oh my god, it's little bro. Which has been a consistent theme of times when me and Dave have gone out.
What is Dave? How is Dave these days? What's he up to?
Yeah, Dave's great, man. Yeah, he's been PhD, well, masters and then a PhD at Nottingham University. So he moved up to Nottingham last
Nice.
October. So yeah, he's all good. He's
Cool.
It was
man on
lovely to
campus.
see him.
What's that, dude?
It was lovely to see him. It was lovely to catch up with Dave.
Oh yeah, man. Well, he's an absolute hero. So yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Yeah, and I can stop being the embarrassing older brother. No, I won't stop being embarrassing, but I'll stop introducing him. Because the last time we went to the bodega, obviously, I know everyone so we went to a gig, and it turned out I knew
Local
about-
Vibe Magnet.
Yeah, Vibe Magnet Fontaine was on the prowl. Turns out I knew like half of the entire of the fucking club. So yeah, there was a lot of introductions, and then a similar kind of thing happened at the party. But yeah,
You want a sticker? You want a my name is Dave, Ollie's brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think-
you're Ollie's brother! Oh my god!
Hey. Oh.
Yeah, there was a lot because I got really excited because everyone, well, Dave and John, obviously John lives in Brighton and Dave lives in London. No one's ever met my brothers ever,
No.
so it was quite a rare opportunity, and obviously drunk as well, super excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of oh my god, it's Dave! Oh my god, look at me! Oh my god, it's my brother! And that kind of stuff. So, but I think I've got it out of the system now. It should be okay.
I was like the latter part of the night. I was talking to someone who Ewan introduced me to, who's this woman whose cousin is Roberto Carlos, the Brazilian footballer.
Right.
Is that like
From the-
Santana's son or something? I don't know.
He was the one, I think, from the 90s who did the kind of banana kick where you kick the ball in and went like, ooh.
Oh, Banana Boy. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Why didn't you use his real name, Joe?
Banana Boy, sorry. But like, yeah, so that was, I got talking to her for quite a long time, but that was the introduction. Ewan was like, her cousin is Roberto Carlos. I was like, I know nothing about football, but dredging from my kind of pre-adolescent mind, I was like, what, the guy who does the bendy kick? She's like, yeah, that's my cousin. I was like, great, let's chat about that, because that's all I've got on him. But let's...
Oh, tell me about that banana kick. What led him to that? Well, he was eating loads of bananas.
Yeah. But yeah, again, that quickly went off into, so my boyfriend cheated on me. And everyone's...
Wait a minute, let me get Dave.
Dave,
Let me get Jeremy.
we got a code red down here. Drop the couple. That's never gonna. They're never gonna
This is
see eye
your
to
problem.
eye.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Right, can we just get all the people in this house together? I will fix this.
Yeah, just
Right.
one. Everyone line up.
Women on the left, men on the right.
And when Dave points to you, you tell him your innermost feelings and the three main things that are wrong in your life. He'll give you 30 seconds.
Cock or ball? He'll say to you, cock or balls? Which do you want to work?
Yeah. Okay. Go. I've never really felt like I had the respect of my dad.
Balls.
Right, go. I'm unhappy at my job and I don't know what to do as a career. That's getting cock.
I'll fix you. Shh. Get me some lemonade. Get me some cream.
I'm kind of seeing myself as almost like a, like a kind of one of those preachers, like a kind of preacher in America. Like, I'm gonna like expunge the devil from you.
Cock and balls.
You're fixed. You're fixed. You can go. You can
Healed.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. I reckon we could start this. If we just followed you around like disciples for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there've been plenty of examples of kind of therapy practices which you look back on now and go, oh, that was a bit that was a bit rough. That wouldn't pass muster today. So that could be you, Dave. You could be a cautionary example in a psychology textbook 10 years from now.
Yeah, you've got.
Yeah. So in the in the early 2020s, a radical form of psychotherapy called cock and ballology emerged.
The great diviner.
But anyway, great party, Ponters. Lovely stuff. Really
Thanks
enjoyed
for
it.
coming. It was mega. It was exactly what I was hoping it was going to be like. So it was it's great. Last one as well before we get new carpets and paint and shit. So yeah.
Good to get it in before that as well.
Do you feel
hell yes.
like you can't have a party now? The house is.
I mean, we can't have a party like that. We could have people round, but they have to take the shoes off, that kind of shit. So yeah.
Oh, a party at my house, you mean?
What's that?
Is it a party at my house, you mean? Like shoes off?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, you try and fit, like, I want to try and fit like 80 odd people in your house, Dan. I think.
Yeah. Shoes off, please. Shoes off, please.
Do you feel that you can, that you've got the kind of moral high ground to ask people to remove shoes, given your questionable history on the shoe removing front? Surely it's you've taken a moral stance, which you can't go back on now.
That is a very fucking good point, basically. Well, maybe I could clean the shoes. I could have little shoe.
Oh, what about you could have little shoe sacks? Little
shoe sacks.
Yeah.
Clean, put a sack on it.
Yeah, sack it.
Like we used to have at Ginsters.
Yeah, like a shoe snood.
Yeah. Get your complimentary shoe snood. And,
shoe snood.
And in you come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
It isn't a party until you're fully sacked up on your feet. That's
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, that is a very good point, actually, Webbs. With the, I'm not going to take my shoes off because I think I'm very easily influenced by TV, i.e., Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I was like, if Larry David's not going to take his shoes off, I'm not taking my shoes off. And I got in a lot of trouble for such a minor thing.
It was a flat warming, wasn't it? And they had a white carpet, and I really admired you digging into that position of like, no, I've made my choice, and I'm gonna stick with it. Were you asked to leave? Did you stay, or were you asked to leave, or how did
No,
that
I didn't
play
get
out?
asked. I got asked on many occasions by Ariane, bless her. Fair play as well, completely in the right. But at the same time, I think I just took my shoes off at the end. So it was a bit of
It went on for a long time, though.
Yeah.
Taken all of your clothes off apart from your shoes. That would have been.
Ooh, that would have been delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to work like that, is it? So no more parties, sadly.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing, isn't it? You reach an age where, like, I guess it is 40, isn't it? Where you probably won't want them after this year, is it? Are we all retiring? Was this what's happening to us now? It's 41.
Oh, no, I'm just going to need to find a new venue.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, someone else's house.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with our house, it is so good for, like, anyone's got a big event or something, it is a good staple house to do this kind of stuff in. But, once it becomes shiny, then, we can't do it.
Yeah. Well, you've done it. You've done it, and you've done it well.
Yeah, you need to make friends with other people with worse houses, and
Crack dens.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember having a party because, as you know, I grew up on a farm, and I had a few parties, probably before mostly before I knew you guys, and it was always kind of like it was fire because we had barns, so we could just have the party in the barn, and obviously you couldn't really, cause too much mess there. It wasn't such an issue.
So what you're saying, Dave, is I need to build a barn.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah.
I had this party for my 18th, and my parents have gone to New Zealand for 6 weeks, and I invited a load of people, and the party was in the barn. We had the Barbarellas play and fruit mousse.
Wow.
Oh, fruit mousse!
Fruit move.
Nice.
Yeah, Dave.
You've always been a step above us all, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it was before I really knew you guys. I would have been, my first year of sixth form. So apologies for that. But I was very mindful that I wanted to keep the party out of the house, for the reasons that we've discussed. So I told everybody that my older brother was kind of house sitting, and he was in the house, and absolutely no way that anybody could go in the house. Everything had to stay in the barn. But of course, people wanted to go. Ladies wanted to use the toilet.
Fucking
Which
hell.
was in the house. So it kind of started like, and then there'd be like, people like Christian, for example, come up to me. It's like, I haven't got a tent, I haven't got a sleeping bag. You'll let me sleep in the house, won't you, Dave? I'm like your best mate and stuff. It's like, well, obviously you can stay in the house, but nobody else. And then it was like it worked for a while, and I was kind of like escorting people down, use the toilet, okay, around the house. And then I got drunk, and then I got really, really drunk, and then it just incrementally people started just creeping inside the house, realizing that my brother wasn't in there because he wasn't. There was nobody else there, and by the end of the night, the entire party was inside the house, and I had people sleeping in every available bed, every available chair. There was somebody asleep in the bath. There was someone asleep on the stairs. It was just carnage. It was pretty bad the next day.
Did you manage to get away with it in terms of the cleanup?
Well, this is the thing, because Mum and Dad were still away for another couple of weeks, so I had quite a long time, and the cleanup was going really well. It was mainly just cans and, cigarette butts and stuff, but no, like, real damage. And then I got to the last room, 6-bedroom farmhouse, so a lot of rooms. I got to the last room, and I was just noticed a can that had gone down the back of one of the beds, and went to grab it, and realised that along with the can, there was a pool of vomit. Somebody had vomited down the side of the bed. It had gone down the wall, and so that was an unpleasant thing. But it was all cleaned up. It was all fine. I thought I'd got away with it. However, what I didn't count on was, unbeknownst to me, the locals. I won't say the neighbours. I lived on a farm. Didn't have any neighbours, but the locals. This had been apparently such a massive event that the police had been called and had swung by to have a look. They didn't stop. They didn't see anything, I guess, because we were up in the barn. Basically everyone in the area knew about it, and that got back to my parents.
Oh no!
And that's how I got caught. Not through any kind of like damage or anything like that, but just the rumours, the reputation of this party. Which I was kind of proud of in a way, really. But it was still talked about now. That party still talked about now.
Good that you made the effort to clean it up, because when I went on holiday with my parents, so there's like a 3.5 year gap between me and my brother. So when he was like maybe I guess like 16 or 17, he decided to stay at home, not go on holiday. And I was like maybe 13 or 14, something like that. So I went with them. And when we got back, he'd had a party, probably the night before, which like an absolute rookie
Yeah, that's
mistake. To be like,
av-
lit yourself a bit of time, but he had put in absolutely no effort to disguise it either. So when my parents went into their room, they found like a used condom in their bed and a packet of Walker's crisps.
Was there someone attached to the used condom?
Thankfully not. But like, so he hadn't even like opened up the bed to like what's in there. So they found like some salt and vinegar crisps and a condom, and they were like, and also stuff all over the house and obviously everywhere. And he'd just done such a bad job. But a bit like you, Fontas, with like the digging into your position, he just like he just kind of did the fight or flight thing, and he just decided to do a combination of both. And he was like, "Oh, how could you? No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Right, that's it. I'm off."
I love I'm off. Yeah, I'm off.
I'm moving out.
They were like,
I'm out.
We're bollocking you. You're supposed to like stand there and be like, I'm
No
really
way.
sorry. And he was like, no,
Nah.
no.
Flip reversed it, didn't he?
Yeah, flip reverse is like just like
Sorry,
I'm
Tom.
with
Sorry,
you.
Tom. Sorry, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah, and he just like got angry with them and then stormed off, and they're like, what? That's
What a genius. What a guy.
genius. Yeah, he Darren Browned them.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I mean, it didn't work. So I mean, he didn't Darren Brown them. He Tom Webb them.
I think with mine, it was a bit of a dumb move because obviously I was 16 or 17 at the time, and you just don't really think things through properly. Like telling your parents you have to go to work so you can't go to see the family, and then telling your work you have to go see the family so you don't have to do either. You can throw a fat party, but then you just forget that your manager from work lives like 3 doors down, and then the party escalates to the point where like the entire village knows about it. And the gnomes, all of the fucking gnomes.
Yeah, I do remember.
What was the crack with the gnomes? Because I don't remember. Was I any part of this gnoming? I don't
know who was actually part of the gnome crew, but like, Webby. There we go. Webby was the gnome
merchant.
So we, the next day we woke up, there was like fucking 20 odd gnomes that had been stolen. Obviously, like a few traffic cones, even though it's a village, but somehow
Traffic
Also,
cones.
you'd accumulated gnomes. It wasn't that your gnomes had been removed. You'd accumulated
Yeah,
gnomes.
they had spread.
Oh yeah, like a heady amount of gnomes, like a feed. It was like a fucking bric-a-brac shop, like in a garden centre or something like that. But also the fact that my mum had got her best mate to come round on, which happened to be the morning after the party,
No.
to give me my Easter present. And I obviously answered the door to my mum's best mate with people still asleep in the hallway, next to the front door. And I was like, yeah, just had a couple of people around. And
Sleepy friends.
And then
Also,
stuff like...
and also just as you do, went on a bit of a gnome spree.
Yeah, don't mind.
And a bit of extra money from all the work I've been definitely doing.
Definitely, all the work that I've been doing, definitely 100%. That the loft stairs aren't completely unhinged, and like windows like broken, and like the fucking curtains pulled down, or anything that there's no miscellaneous pools of liquid. You think you've cleaned and fixed everything. There's always stuff hidden. There was apparently just like 2 cups. One I think was full of vomit, and one just had like miscellaneous like brown liquid and cigarette butts in my little brother's room. My favourite part of the party is when Mr. Dishy here cordoned off the living room so you could pull Victoria Pickstone. The whole living room. That was impressive. Like, no one's coming in.
This is the dishy zone. This is the dish zone.
I've got previous for this, right? By the way, I love the fact this has turned into house party episode. It makes me so happy. I've had previous for cordoning off areas, so I may have told you this before on a slapback, but it's so good. I'm going to tell you again.
Do you bring your own police tape, Dave?
Just saves time. It saves time in the long.
Everyone back! Everyone back!
This is my room.
Yeah.
The dish zone.
I mean, the fact that it has
Oh,
sorry,
we're gone. As you were, Dave.
Am I on a bit of a delay? Shall I
Yeah.
carry on?
Yeah, carry on.
We used to have parties at Dan Onion's house. Dan Onion's lived in this amazing converted barn near Mount, I think from memory, out in the sticks. Absolutely beautiful building, and they've converted this huge barn and they've built an extension, which was the kitchen, which was a full 2-story height kitchen, massive thing. But they had like an upside down house, so the lounge was upstairs, this huge lounge that we played like cricket and five-a-side football in. It's insane. And all the bedrooms were downstairs. And already at this young age, I was past sleeping on sofas. I wanted a bedroom. And I came up with this plan, which I've been hounded and bullied and told off for this, but I know it just comes from jealousy. I went into the bedroom, and then shut and locked the door from the inside, and then climbed out of the window and then rejoined the party. So all through the night, when anyone was trying rooms to try and find somewhere to sleep, this door was locked.
Amazingly well
Yeah.
done.
Then I think, some guy, where's that? Oh, it must be him. He's just passed out or whatever. And then no, when the moment came that I was ready to go to bed, went back around into the window, climbed into my virgin bed.
Ah, yeah.
That is genius.
Yeah, Taylor's oldest time, isn't it? Yeah, love it.
Amazing.
Although
So
I think my favourite house party memory is still breaking Studley's bed completely.
Worm wrestling?
Yeah, worm wrestling.
Worm wrestling. Sorry, I haven't thought about worm wrestling since it happened, to be fair.
So what, in case anyone in the future...
Yeah.
Describe worm wrestling.
So worm wrestling is when you put yourself in your sleeping bag, ergo you therefore become a worm, and you basically just fight within the confines of your sleeping bag, jump on each other and diving kicks and all manner of things. And I think there was about 5 of us in Studley's room, and I think it was Christian, maybe.
Yeah, clearly Christian.
I don't think so. Leapt from one side of the room in his sleeping bag onto the bed. Right in the middle of the bed, so it was like that, and it was a metal frame, and it just went like that, right across the middle. It didn't break, but the wet metal just bent in the middle. We all ended up in a pile in the middle of this sunken bed, and it was just one of those oh shit moments.
Studley's house was classic for Studley parties. We did the party with the smoking Olympics, didn't we?
Oh, I remember Smoking Olympics, yeah.
That was good. I broke into
remember
Studley's.
Nick and Emmy got together for the first time at one of Studley's parties.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a fucking good little house. I remember also when Studley's parents were away, but also Studley wasn't there. We broke into his house. Remember
Yes.
that?
Yeah. I was just going to say that. Was that not me? Did I not get in that window?
I think that was you who got through the window. We're like, oh, open window.
Well,
challenge. Yes, please.
Thinking about it, right, I was so lucky that didn't break and I wasn't like decapitated or like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like guilleted, reverse gillet.
That could have gone really, really, really
Yeah,
wrong.
it could have been really
I mean,
awful.
The amount of people of our friends who just took liberties in breaking into each other's houses.
Oh, we broke. I mean, I must have broken into at least all of. Well, apart from you, Dave, I've definitely broken into all of your houses at some point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a chat when you're a kid, like, the all sense of, like, morality or what's
It's
right
just like,
and wrong.
is there a free house? Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, then we're
It's
gonna.
not a crime when it's one of your mates.
I mean,
Exactly.
the best
Doesn't
one
count.
was, I mean, obviously, like, Ben Nash's flat got,
Yes.
done repeatedly. But the best one was when, I think it was Ed James and Ben Robinson broke into Ben Nash's dad's house and then locked themselves out of the house. But
Locked- yeah.
lots of incriminating evidence in the house.
Yeah.
And then had to like get in touch with him because he was with his dad and be like, right, so you're on your way back.
Don't want to worry you.
Just
Here's the thing.
little heads up, when you get back with your dad, you're going to need to be very quick out the car.
Yeah.
That is such an Ed James Ben fucking Robinson thing to do.
Unbelievable.
Let's go and smoke drugs in someone's house.
Not just that, no, but way up as
All the
well.
drugs in the house, yeah.
Way up. Yeah. Fucking mental.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think my favourite break-in, not really a break-in, but I thought this was particularly up there, was Ghost Gate, is what I call it. When I let myself into your house, Webby, when you and Dan were upstairs, and you didn't realise
all
I was in
about
your
this.
house, and then
Yeah.
I proceeded to flick all the lights like some kind of like paranormal activity kind of manoeuvres. You guys ran downstairs. Somehow I managed to hide in your living room and you didn't find me. You went upstairs. I ran out of the house. Then went back to my rang you and said, "Oh, I'm just about to come up to yours." You'd be like, "Oh,
Jesus.
something really weird's happened." And then I came to your house.
That's
I really
awesome.
enjoyed that.
Wow. Ghostgate.
That was.
That's
I do
amazing.
remember, but yeah, because we'd searched in our minds. We'd
Everywhere.
searched the house.
Yeah.
Like there was no way it could have been.
It was pure fluke. You literally, the entire of the living room, the only bit that I was in, you searched everywhere else apart from I was behind a chair or a couch or something. And then as soon as you guys went back upstairs, I was like, fuck, I'm going to get away with this. And I bolted it out. And
That's
then,
amazing.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm just on the way up, mate. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit.
I love it.
That was great.
That was good. I remember being asleep in my house and Dan just coming in through the window and not even being like, do you want to come and hang out? He's just like, shh.
Shush. Ghost.
I'm just gonna let myself. I'm just gonna go down your stairs and like.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
And the only way I knew it wasn't a dream was because you'd left a load of like I don't know remnants of toasted tea cakes out. Like, you just go through, like, what have they got? What's he got? Oh, toasted tea cakes.
That's his MO.
I'll have some toasted tea cakes. Yeah.
You've just reminded me of another one. Tim Warren's house. Obviously being in Liskeard was a great location and relaxed parents as well. But I remember one night, I think I'd been out to the Carlton and then was on my way back after it shut, so 2 or whatever, and the front door was locked, so I couldn't get in. Didn't want to not too loud. Didn't want to disturb his parents. But I don't know if you remember the back of Tim's house. There was
Vividly. I remember it vividly.
Quite
a high wall.
Yeah.
Next to the footpath, and you could. I mean, it was about. I would say it's about 7 feet high. You could hike yourself up on it, and then you couldn't really. I'm glad I didn't try to leap from the wall into Tim's bedroom because I think I probably would have died. But you could kind of get level with the bedroom, and the window was open, and I could see Noah Duncan Brown.
Yeah.
I remember Noah, yeah.
And I was trying to get his attention, I was shouting at him, trying to wake him up, but he wouldn't wake up. So I jumped back down off the wall and I grabbed what I could only think of at the time as being useful. Where they have roadworks and you've got 2 traffic cones and then a barrier, big long barrier. It's about that wide, plastic thing, and about 6 feet long. I got back up onto the wall, then inserted it carefully through the window and started poking Noah in the face until he woke up.
Wakey. I like it. Yeah, I remember breaking into Tim Warren's house several times. Several times. I don't know. It seemed natural at the time. I remember mostly with Ollie, so I just
it was normal. It's I'm just gonna go and break it. All right, who's out?
Yeah.
Break into their house.
Well, the thing is, when you don't have a
why is that a thing?
I don't know why it's
Well,
cool.
because we didn't have we didn't have our own houses. You needed somewhere to go.
You needed a venue. Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine how insane it would be if, now, if you're just so we were out in Liskeard and we just all broke into dance and just had a party there whilst he slept.
But I remember breaking into Tim's house and walking past his parents or something ridiculous, oh hi or whatever.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah. Tim. Yeah.
Just seeing Tim.
Yeah.
He's not in. Oh yeah.
Tim of
Yeah,
help.
if it's any consolation, I'm
He's at uni.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay,
I'm
cool.
not a burglar. Well, I'm only burgling space. I'm just taking up some space.
Yeah. I'm just renting some space for free for a short while.
Yeah. It's fine though, because I'm only smoking pot, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Also, you left a set of scales out. I mean, what more do you expect?
Yeah. Also, I do a quick sweep up after I leave because I've left a lot of stuff around the house.
In the past. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's funny the things that you don't remember or don't think about, and that in hindsight obviously feel terrible to think about. But like, yeah,
We're a serious crime.
yeah, we're a little bit gross.
Yeah, are
Like-
at least arrestable offences. Like,
But-
Oh, definitely. Well, technically punishable by jail,
What-
especially the frequency of it, though.
What I would
Yeah.
say is this has been Slapback Chat Fat, and this is a fictional show in which we talk about fictional things that are just a
Oh,
joke.
yeah,
We're just having a joke. It's all a joke. It's all a joke.
we're just
Yeah.
improving.
Yeah, this is a great, and what a great improv that's been. So realistic.
I mean, even the gnomes, is technically theft. We took upwards
yeah.
of 30 gnomes, and
I think
I don't think
I-
there's anything technical about it. I mean,
yeah,
It's
you're
just-
right.
it's theft.
It's
It's all,
straightforward.
so our
The thing
childhood
is-
was breaking in and theft.
Yeah.
At the time, it didn't seem like it could be theft because it was funny,
Mm.
Yeah, well, you know.
and it wasn't. We didn't like take the gnomes, as in like they were all going to go back to their rightful home.
Exactly. And
It's just-
can you be in charge of a gnome? A gnome is a person all of its own. It's got agency. Maybe it wanted to come
Exactly.
back.
Can you ever really own a gnome? I mean, that's the. In our minds, we thought it was funny because like the gnomes had decided they wanted to go somewhere else.
They
I-
told us to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's so bad because I don't remember like a lot of these things. I don't remember actually whether or not I was involved in any of it. But I'd like to think that morally, I stand by most of my decisions. Mostly, I think they were mostly morally right.
I thought you were going to say like, it's a great position to take. Being like morally, I don't stand behind anything I ever did.
I don't. No. My first point is I don't remember. So secondly, I morally stand by that position.
Gents, I'm going to have to dip out for a second, otherwise I'm going to wet myself. Give
Yes.
me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we've it's been nice to catch up 2023. Moving forwards, right? I think we were talking. Me and Joe were having a conversation about like some things that we could do that might be quite interesting, and one of which was I quite like the idea of doing some sort of small radio play, like AKA The Archers, and some part of our episode, perhaps towards the end, we record some bits of dialogue for a fake episode of something like The Archers. Yeah, geez, you with me, Dave? You look like you might.
Yeah. Yeah, I froze for a bit there.
Ooh. Yeah, you look like you might have stroked out for a minute.
No, I mean, yeah, keep talking. I'm listening.
So like, and then it gets edited together, and just a small thing gets put out. I thought maybe 10 minutes or less of some fictional radio show that we could have a think about and make. But that was just my.
Okay.
That was just an idea. Something that we could do. That's just a tick over thing.
Okay, so yeah, I think I can give something that might be helpful with that. So the improv course that I'm doing at the moment is about telling stories, and there's this thing that we're kind of working off called Story Spine, which is I can't remember the guy who kind of put it together, but it's basically the construction of every single film you've ever seen, pretty much. And it starts off with I think there's 8 parts to it. I'll see if I can remember them. So it's starts off with Once Upon a Time, and that's like the
I need to wee as well. I'll be back.
okay.
This show's
that's
falling
like-
apart.
So I'm back.
Sorry.
Tag in.
One in, one out.
Tag
Yeah.
in.
So yeah, it starts off with Once Upon a Time, and that's like the kind of setup for the situation. So it introduces the protagonist, the situation, and a want. So it might be once there was a small carrot called Jim, and he was growing in a garden under beautiful sunshine, hoping to be the biggest carrot that had ever been grown on a farm, and he couldn't wait to be picked and put into a soup. So that's the setup. And then there's like an everyday is the next bit, and every day sets up the kind of like the kind of repeated pattern of what's happening. So, and every day he basked under the sunlight and felt like water poured over him by the farmer, and he grew and grew and grew, blah blah blah. And then there's the next bit is until one day, which is the thing where something changes, something happens. It's called like the tilt. Until one day he found that he was no longer growing, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a number of rounds of because of that, and I'm not going to keep going this story going because I'm not going to be able to keep it keep I don't know like developing it, but yeah, and because of that, and because of that, and because of that. And now this is the bit where I forget the bits of it. I'm just going to look it up.
So can I just recap to Ollie what we've just been talking about? So
I have fucking no idea what's going on.
So I was just suggesting, right, that we had a focus sometimes for the end of the show, like a 10-minute focus. Like we had something that so we got like something that we were going to like focus in on for the last 10 minutes of the show. And the idea I had was, you know, like the radio show The Archers.
Yes, I'm aware of it. I can't say I've ever.
Well, it's basically it's like an ongoing radio show, and in it there's some. It's like Neighbours, basically.
Yeah, I've got. I know the history and the kind of premise of The Archers. I've just never heard it in the flesh.
It's not for us, but it's just basically it's like a radio show, and so the premise of what I was saying was it'd be quite interesting to have like a conceit that we think about between each show, and like at the end. We talk about it, and then we do some lines for it, and I'm going to edit it together. So it could be short, it could be very, very short, and it could just be like, we need to do some research and think about what it would be about, and then we put out a tiny product, a little tiny radio show that's like, I don't know, however long we want it to be, and that's it. That's all I came up with.
So what's the premise?
Well, I don't know yet, but we're having to think about it. But I think
what's the premise, Dan? What's the premise?
Well, okay. But this is two things I thought about. One thing is that I like the conceit of a love triangle, and secondly, the other conceit was either way, all filler and no killer, or all killer and no filler. So either the show is like all just filler and no killer. So just bland bore, or just the pieces of the or all killer. So I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? It's one or the other, and I like both of those. I like both of those ideas.
In all filler, every time you think something's going to happen,
nothing happens. You just it's all just fill.
Oh my god! I think someone's been in the flat, and oh Jesus Christ! No, they haven't. It's alright.
It's alright, man. Or maybe it just skips over all of that stuff. He just always is just the rest of the stuff's been edited out. Something to think about for the future.
Every scene of note is like omitted. So like,
let's go to the party.
Yeah,
that was a good party.
That was a good party. That was insane. Cut to the next scene.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Well, he's dead. So that was what a way to go. We
made love, and it was amazing.
Yeah. On that, can I share something with you? So this is tangentially related in terms of like acting and plot. So I watched. I've been ill for the last few days.
Oh, sorry to hear that, mate.
You're welcome. That's not the correct response.
You're welcome.
No one else giving you sympathy.
Well, it's because we get that fucking sassy response, isn't it?
Yeah. But so I watched quite a lot of films, and they started off quite, good films, like things that I'd been meaning to watch. So I watched one called Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is great. Highly recommend. loads of fun, absolutely bonkers, but just like a really fun, weird, interesting film that I hadn't seen anything remotely like it before. There's no point in even explaining it. Just watch it if you get the chance. It's so much fun. And then I kind of got through the list of things that I'd kind of wanted to watch, and then I was on I was like basically on the drag. So I was on Amazon Prime, and bragging, but we've got Prime.
Yeah.
And
It's alright for some, innit? It's alright for the fucking mucky moose.
Just imagine this: I can order something, and it could be here, like that, tomorrow.
Fuck my tits.
Like for that. In 2 days.
And on Prime Video, there was a new Harry Styles film called My Policeman. Have you come across this before?
No. I also have Amazon Prime Superflex. I've never used Prime Video.
Oh, Ollie!
Get
onto Prime Video.
All at Once is on Prime Video. It's up.
Oh, really?
It's up for Best Picture at the Oscars. It's a good film. It's
okay.
But it's so much fun. It's just an absolute. I don't think I've seen a film like it. It's just absolutely insane. It's like a multi.
I may have seen it, but I can never remember film titles or what happens in films.
It's a multiverse film where someone is trying to do their taxes, but gets interrupted whilst they're kind of getting audited for their taxes by multiple different, like thousands of different realities, and she keeps getting thrown into different realities.
Okay.
Like one of them, in one of the realities, they have hot dogs for fingers. In another one,
Nice.
it's just like there's like everything that could possibly happen has happened. So
Will happen.
Her
Okay,
ricocheting.
I'll give it a watch. No, I definitely haven't seen that. I always need to check when people are like, "Oh my god, have you seen this?" I'm like, I don't know. I honestly, this sounds really dumb as a grown adult human, but I don't know what I've seen. I have no idea.
Well, Ollie, last time we talked about you and films, you said something like you've only seen one film, and it was Jaws or something.
No, I've seen. No, I never watch films. I used to watch a lot of horror films. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've seen every horror film that's ever been made. Bold claim, but I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
But other, like, normal films, like, I don't know, people go on about, like, Anchorman or, like...
You'd like Anchorman.
Hangover. I've never seen them.
You'd like them. They're films. They're quite funny.
Okay.
They're quite funny. They got some actors. They're films, Ollie. They're films.
They are films.
They are films, and they're quite funny. Yeah.
No, I would verify they are films.
Yeah, they are films.
Oh, okay, cool. So is that
Free film fresh. Free film fresh.
But if you get a chance to watch My Policeman with Harry Styles, so I was intrigued. I was like, okay, I like Harry Styles. I think he's got some good tunes.
Yeah.
He's got a great face.
Oh, he's got a great face. Yeah, he's a lovely looking lad. No two ways about it.
Can I come back? Can I come back? So I've got to go do a wee as well. Can I come back?
Sure. Yeah. Go.
All right. I'll be right back.
Damn straight. So what's Harry Styles doing then?
Well, so he's like making the bid for. He's been in like a few big budget films, so he's kind of trying to make the transition to being an actor.
Okay.
And I watched this film, and so it's like it looks great. Like everyone in it is like a really good actor. It's a story about two people in the late 50s who are kind of, one is a kind of a homosexual who is like knows who he is and is proud of it, and living the life he wants to live within the constraints of the time. The other one is Harry Styles, who's a policeman who but obviously at that point homosexuality was illegal. Mm-hmm. So it's a kind of a bit like late 50s, I think. So homosexuality was decriminalized in the UK in 67, so pretty late.
How fucking crazy is that as a fact?
Yeah, nuts. But so it's like like a story of so he's a policeman, it's illegal, and it's about like it's a love triangle and blah blah blah. So it looks great. Everyone in it is like really doing proper acting, and then like Harry Styles isn't. Like he just can't act at all. So
Really?
it's this really weird thing where like it's like almost like a joke project where like it's like you've got like a real film and then just like one guy in it who's just like, and I'm acting. And
I'm doing an act right
I'm
now.
doing some acting, yeah. And it just really kind of tickled me because it was like this elaborate prank almost, where it's like a proper film and just one guy. It's like me or you being in a film where you're like, you've got like, there's someone in it who's, you know, who's going like, we can't go on, you know, we can't live like this anymore. And then Harry Styles goes, I just don't know how to be, or something like that. And it's just like this really weird disconnect between everyone being professional actors and one person,
and
just
Styles.
like, just a guy. Going,
Wes, I've got 4 words for you.
yeah.
Ben Robertson, A-level, video thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So I mean, for Dave, who probably isn't aware, so I was directing my first and only feature film for Media Studies A level, which is a thing and is just as hard as any other degree choice you can take.
Valid.
Valid. And I gave parts to all of my friends because obviously we didn't have any professional actors on tap, and Ben Robinson had one line in it, and he had one line, and he had to laugh after it. So it was something like, "Oh, you wouldn't catch me doing that," like something like that. And the script said, you know, you wouldn't catch me doing that, ha 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 ha. And he just could not get it in his head that like, you had to laugh, you know. So he would say, "You wouldn't catch me doing that, ha 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 ha." And we're like, no, just like a laugh, like a normal laugh.
Like naturally, naturally.
Like a natural laugh.
We'll try it again.
Yeah, it's like, you wouldn't catch me doing that. So, no, just like, you know, something like that. Just like, you know, doesn't have to be good. Just like, you know, something like that. And he's like, okay, you wouldn't catch me doing that. Ha 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 ha. It's like, mate, you cannot, like, not even remotely act. But
it was insane the amount of takes on it. Because I remember it so vividly. As soon as you said it, I was like, Ben Robinson, done. Yeah.
So I wanted to share a little thing with you. So I don't know if this will work or not. Can you see that?
Yes.
Oh, something's happening.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, Joe, we will get taken down if we show things that are.
Yeah. So I'll show it, and I'll show it.
Show it to us, and then you can scramble it in post.
I don't want to do that.
It is a trailer that I don't know. Well, okay, let's risk it. Okay. So,
let's not.
I really can I show you just a tiny?
I kind of want to see it now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Right. This is a tiny clip, and hopefully, I think if you talk over it, Joe Rogan does it.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do it. He specifically doesn't do it because they just take it down, and that's the reason why. But yeah, okay.
Isn't it like? Isn't it
right.
on YouTube? Isn't it public anyway?
No.
It is on YouTube. We're just redoing things on YouTube. I think.
Yeah, and you pay for Prime Videos, and so do I.
But it's not from Prime. It's on YouTube. So
I'm just telling you what will happen. So that's okay.
Okay. Well, tiny bit, right. Okay, but first of all, I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear this?
Destroy our marriage.
Can you hear that?
Why don't
Yeah,
we...
that's amazing. That's the quality of that is incredible. Yeah.
Okay, so right, it's a proper film. This is a proper trailer, and I'm going to stop it at the point which I just want you to focus on. So proper trailer. Look, you know.
I want to tell you.
So that's a proper trailer. Things are happening.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, he doesn't, like, you can see I'm scrolling through. He doesn't talk for any of the trailer. There's no talking. It's pictures of him. He's sitting there. That's a proper thing. Lovely bit of lip.
Love is all consuming.
So that all looks like a proper film.
People who don't know what it feels like to be this in love.
Proper film. When's he gonna talk?
With me, just you and I.
He's trying to destroy our marriage.
Other people talking. So other characters talking. And then we get one bit of Harry Styles talking, So this is an emotional climax. Now, am I insane, or is this just a completely bonkers way to deliver this line?
You know nothing about being married to telling me what I'm supposed to think about it.
I'm just gonna just go back a little. Just
You know nothing about being married to telling me what I'm supposed to think about it.
Wow.
I'm supposed to think about it. Russell Garnett.
Russell Garnett.
Hello. Have I stopped
Well,
Harry
as I
Styles
live.
movie?
have I stopped sharing?
No, I haven't.
Yes, yeah.
No, you're still sharing. I'm seeing this really handsome guy.
How soon Harry Styles, the beautiful Harry Styles. Wait a minute, is that Joe?
Harry Styles lookalike.
Russ, could you
No,
go?
I
Could you go
haven't
this
seen
way?
The Harry Styles movie.
Could you
Has
go?
it been on TV yet?
Could you turn your
Amazon
camera?
Prime, mate. Amazon Prime.
Russ, can you turn your camera
Oh,
sideways?
I need to.
I
Beautiful.
think you need
Yeah, yeah.
90 degree. Oh, I've got full screen Russell. So what's happened
Yeah,
here?
me too.
It's when
No,
I shared that,
no.
it went full screen,
There you
and
go.
now
No.
I've
That's
quite
got
nice,
full
then, isn't
screen
it?
Barnet, which is
No.
excellent.
No, we've lost you again. So go. You know, like long ways
Do you mean portrait or landscape?
like this.
No,
Not like this.
Landscape.
Landscape. Yeah.
Landscape.
Yeah.
There we go.
Lovely. Full.
There we go.
Full legit.
There we are. Yeah, sorry about that. There was a bit of a drive that took longer than we'd anticipated it to.
And that's been Slapback Chat Frat, ladies and gentlemen.
We spent the first portion of the podcast debriefing about Ollie's party. Second half,
Reminiscing.
about other
Reminiscing
parties.
about house parties as well.
Oh yeah.
And now I just dragged us kicking and screaming onto critiquing Harry Styles' acting because it is absolutely bonkers.
Well, that's a lot for me to catch up on. Maybe I need to watch all of that.
Come back to us with a reactions video. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Could you do a reactions video to our video? Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
It's
Yeah.
Lake Carrier. Hi.
Yeah. Oh, we've had quite an adventure today, haven't we? Oh, it's family Slapback. We just thought we'd all
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
give you a little
Hello.
bonus little addition at the end.
This is great.
This is incredibly wholesome.
Right. Okay. Gonna say goodbye to everybody. Yeah.
Say good night.
It's your bed.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Night night.
Night. Well, that sounds like a very excellent addition, and I do need to watch that Harry Styles movie.
Well, my point about it was that it's like a proper film. Everyone in it's really good actors. It's
Except
like
for Harry Styles.
well, it's like someone's parachuted like one of us, but like a handsome one of us, to try and be an actor, and it's
Hey, speak for yourself.
and it's just it's really funny because you just can't it's just like an elaborate prank where it's like a big budget film and just one guy going, you don't know anything about being married, so don't tell me what I think about it.
Stop. That's great, Harry. You're doing a great job. Could you try acting in this next one? A bit surprised.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're Harry Styles. You can spend an unlimited budget on like high-dollar acting lessons. You would have thought maybe you've done that. I don't know.
Can't polish a turd,
I mean,
though, can you? Can't polish a turd. That's what they say.
I mean, I hate to shit talk Harry Styles. I do like him, but it was just it just really made me chuckle because I was like, I just expected it to be like
Watermelon sugar high, didn't you? You were up there thinking this is going to be sweet treat watermelon sugar high. And
exactly, yeah.
It was Ben Robinson low.
It was just it was like someone had given him the lines like 30 seconds before. Just like, say that.
Great.
Done.
Done.
Don't worry about putting any inflection in it. Just say the line. Just look pretty and say the line.
Clap. Done. You're done. Another great line, Styles. Great.
Just
Great.
pop your shirt off again.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll.
I mean, that is quite a good way to have done it, though, to have gone, I could have spent a load of money on these acting lessons and planned for it, but actually,
Fuck it.
just won't. I'll just turn up. What are the lines? Yeah, I'll say them in the wrong way, and then move on.
Harry Styles, peace out.
Yeah. I am going to have to go in a minute.
Okay, well, that's been lovely.
For that.
Yep. Well, I just wanted to do a little guest appearance, so
Lovely to see you.
Feels like everyone's got the true value.
Yeah.
But before we sign off, Russ, we've all given our perceptions and highlights of Ollie's party. But Dave regaled us with the story of going up to Ollie's penthouse, filling up his rum and waking you up, and then within seconds of you being awake, engaging you in some deep and meaningful chat.
That's very true. That did happen. Such a nice sleep as well.
Yeah. Did you fall right back to sleep again?
I was. Yeah. I hit a point where I just couldn't go any further. Yeah, you can come up again. And so I had a little lie down, but the way I lay down was very much like a psychiatrist's couch.
Like, what do you expect if you're going to lie on a couch like that? What do you expect me to do?
But the highlight for me, I think, was the bit we didn't see, which was maybe
Dad.
5 to 7 a.m.
I could
You could do it.
get out.
Because I had a feeling, it just felt like...
Dad.
Yep.
You changed them.
Change them? No, that's... Well, we're trying to...
I just want to see their legs.
You can't see their legs. No, I can't. I can only see their heads.
Why?
I don't know. They've
Swap
got
them for Harry
legs.
Styles.
Oh, look, there they are. Some of them
There's
got
legs. There's a leg. There's a foot. That's my foot.
They have got legs. Yeah, it felt like we missed. We were just getting into the swing of things when we left. But next time we could get that full experience, right?
You would have liked to have got the 6 to 7.
Yeah, I could see that bracket really opening up some new avenues for us. The Twister was quite fun, to be fair, actually.
What was funny though, Russ?
I got a red thing.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
got a red thing. Okay.
You got a red thing. That's about our content for the night.
I do appreciate Russ that you could see. You had a moment of clarity where you were like, guys, it's done, it's over. Like,
yeah, it was.
We can't get anything more from this.
I think Ewan would have been there for the next 2 days if we hadn't at some point left. But we managed to get ourselves out of there, and I think that was marginally better than having stayed any longer. But it was a brilliant party, Fontas. Absolute classic.
It was a belter, mate. Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
I saw you in that moment, Russ, as a kind of like army commander who was like, right, I've got to get my troops out.
Get my troops out of here.
We're pulling out of the war zone.
Yeah, go on. Not on the bed. The bed, you maniac.
Right.
No, it was, and not all the troops were coming back with all their arms and legs, but we just had to deal with what we could. Yeah. There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
Well,
fast running. Okay.
let's
All
wrap
right, I
it.
might have to head off too.
Let's wrap it up. Lovely to catch you all. 2023, we did it.
2023. Yeah.
We did it. We're here. 2023.
2024.
So next up, we'll be back soon. Thanks very much, Fonts and Co and Butterball and White and Rusty Garnett.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
Bye bye everybody. See you next time. Kitty winks.
Bye, dudes.
Bye.
Slapback chat friend.